On this week's episode of the Beard Laws Podcast,
I'm a huge fan of women's volleyball.
Same. What was it, that Wisconsin team last year or the year before? Tremendous athletes. Tremendous.
Crazy good athletes. They appear to be in very good shape. So it's probably, shout out to their diet coach and their workout program. Just great.
Keep up the locker room banter.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And
Yep.
encourage, you guys to keep posting on social media.
You ever rip one in the shower? Just have it mist up through the warm air, and you just get it's just a concentrated because it hasn't gone anywhere to expand.
You're like shadow boxing in the shower.
Yeah, I had one this morning that was just pure carnita. It was awful, and awesome as well. I was like, man, that just smells like a straight pig, man.
You feel like you're just bathing in it. You're like, am I just putting this back onto myself? What is this? But it's been pretty good, except for the prices on everything. I'll meet Jimmy behind the car wash again to get my shit because this is outrageous. See, but I've seen some of the law enforcement in my area too, and there's some of them that I can still outrun, and that's saying something. So I think that, I'd be able to do something. Maybe not the bench press, maybe a panini press. I'm pretty good at those.
Hell
yeah. I'm fucking hungry. That's
Me
good.
too.
You know what I don't like? Fuck you with the cups on cake. My initial reaction to they started making gelato was Taco Bell, stay in your lane. And then you said Mountain Dew, and I was like, all right, they brought it back down to the rednecks. Okay.
Yeah, I showed John the maintenance guy my dick, and she's like, how did that happen? And I'm like, first of all, it was a picture. It wasn't like I just pulled my pants down and showed him my dick, But would I have rather? Probably.
I wouldn't consider myself a creep, but I am a very educational guy, and found out recently you can watch naked yoga on YouTube.
Huh.
Look it up.
Yuban is fighting allergies. Brandon is just fighting not having a good mustache day because it's fantastic. And we're back. I think it's episode 205. It's a lot harder to count when you're pre-recording and you forget to put it in there. But either way, just want to give a quick shout out, Deluxe Edition Network. Guess what, guys? There's 2 new podcasts of the month, Metalhead Journeys, and this one I think, Yuban, you should listen to, and everybody else listening, because I think you truly enjoy. It's called The MILF and Me. That's right, The MILF and Me podcast, and they're both at the Deluxe Edition Network, and I haven't listened to a ton of the Metalhead stuff, which I should, because I do love metal, so I'm gonna do a little bit better there, but The MILF and Me is definitely a good one. They just did out episode 42, Seg Symbols. They're sneaky with their there. So cool podcast. Check them out, deluxeeditionnetwork.com. And a quick shout out to our friends, the Beyond the Box podcast. Make sure you check them out. We've talked about them in the last couple of shows. Check them out. And big shout out to our 3 Patreon members now. Queen Kush, big friend of the show. Logan, Pete. He does the whole underscore Logan, underscore Pete, underscore. He's a big underscore guy. Big fan of there. And Jim. So, thanks to that. If you guys ever want to join, it's patreon.com/beardlaws. Links in the description. You get unedited audio on the Patreon. So if we say some shit that needs to be cut that you don't see, it's on the Patreon. And shout out producer Jace. He does all the clipping and stuff like that. And he does exclusive clips only for the Patreon, which are a little bit not YouTube friendly. Let's put it out there. They're pretty good ones. So maybe we talking about some stuff we shouldn't. It's on the Patreon. Feel free to check it out. And what's up, fellas? We were having an interesting conversation before we pressed record. It was pretty good. Yuban, again, is just fighting allergies. And, yeah.
Yeah, it's doing yard work over the weekend has been brutal. So I've been fighting for my life. If you guys see me coughing, I'm not doing my typical spicy lettuce. I literally cannot breathe. But other than that, yeah. I'm doing all right. Brandon, how about you?
Well, it sounds like you sound great. You're very, very baritone this morning.
Oh.
Yeah, it does sound good. But maybe you should be sick more often.
Yeah, being sick has its plus, especially as a radio host. Because I remember some of those days I'd wake up and wouldn't clear my throat, wouldn't do anything, get to work, and I'd be like, "Oh, you're listening to the station. Like, this isn't my voice," so, which is always nice because then people think you got to fill in. But now things are going well.
You're
for
listening
me.
to K-Rock.
That's right. Things are going well for me. Coincidentally enough, I start hosting Tuesday morning.
Ooh.
I'm rip roaring, ready to go, man. Yeah, so
that's awesome. Baritone or not, I'm excited for it. Is there somewhere that people can listen to it live? Or
yes, if you go
obviously
to
the radio, but
if you go to hastingslink.com, it takes you to the page, and on the right side, there's a yellow button that says Listen Live, 6 to 10 Central, Monday through Friday, starting Tuesday, of course. Mondays.
Okay.
But
That's
yes.
awesome, man. You got to be stoked.
Oh, man, I'm excited. I've been preparing for this. I haven't been on the air. I have an app on my phone. If we're going to talk about this, I'm going to pull it up.
Yeah.
I've got an app on my phone here where I have, if I can find the goddamn thing, it's a lot cooler when you talk about stuff if it just pops up, there it is. So I've got an app on my phone, 2 of them. One of them we'll talk about as well. Days since it says it's a terrible picture. Days since I've been home. 100 days. 100 days and 38 minutes. Coincidentally enough, I didn't time this to be. I haven't been behind a microphone hosting for 100 days.
Wow.
And so, like, for me, that's home. For me,
Right,
that's I'm behind a microphone. I'm who I am. I'm supposed to be, and et cetera, et cetera. That's home. And it has been since I was 13. But so I'm excited. Tuesday will be that. The other timer I have is the last time Nebraska made a bowl game, which is 2,438 days, about 7 years. So that one's probably going to be on there a lot longer than the other one was. But.
hence the Kansas hat.
Hey, you know me. I wear a bunch of hats. I don't care.
I know.
If we were in the same conference, I don't think I'd wear it. But.
Their
Fair.
football team is about comparable this year, it seems like, so it should be fine.
I don't want to get into sports, but
no, it's okay. Go ahead, because I was going to ask you guys anyways. I mean, you guys follow the college football teams near you guys. I don't really have a team. Like, I grew up a Carolina basketball fan, so I kind of follow Carolina football. Just they're not known for it, but I was like, hey, they're okay the last couple of years. And Syracuse is the closest college for D1 football near us, so I follow them. But I wouldn't consider myself a fan of either. And I happen to see that Syracuse won like 67-0 versus Colgate, which I didn't even know Colgate was a Division I football, and they might not be. So good for you, go Orange. But I'm assuming your teams didn't do great from the initial talk that we were having.
I mean, first of all, I thought Colgate just produced toothpaste, but had no idea they were a football team. Well, you got Syracuse, you got Boston College, you got Rutgers. Of course, those are on the other side of the state in a different state. But
fuck everything in Boston.
Okay, 10-4. So yeah, Nebraska fan. They obviously they didn't have the playmakers on the field that at least the playmakers they had many mistakes. Jeff Sims, their quarterback, very athletic, had like 100 and some odd yards rushing, threw 3 interceptions.
Oof. And
we were up 10-7, and we were basically all we needed is another score, and it would have put it out of reach. And 2 interceptions with 2 turnovers, 1 fumble, 1 interception with 5 minutes in the last 5 minutes of the game. Damn. And we play Colorado next week, which had some sort of crazy rebirth and have 3 Heisman contenders on their team now. Everybody's talking about, which is of course too early. But
Deion Sanders, baby.
Has any chance in that game? They're going to slow it way down and be successful at running, because that's the only way they're not going to be able to compete with them in a shootout.
No, they looked good versus TCU. I watched a little bit of the highlights because, being me and a guy that likes to throw some money around gambling, I didn't do so well yesterday in the college football. I went with a couple, you sprinkle in. It's week 1. You go a little crazy. You throw way too many bets in that you probably should. So I tried. I really liked an over. I really liked an under. Hit one of those, and I ended up like 3 for 5. So, I mean, I didn't lose a ton, but you're a Missouri guy, right, Yuban?
Yeah, usually I'm not too big of a college fan myself either, but I know that I will be following Colorado, just being a Cowboys fan. I love Deion, huge Deion fan, and what he's doing in Colorado is awesome. That Travis Hunter, I believe, the guy that plays the dual positions, phenomenal. That interception play that he did in the 4th quarter was just fucking awesome. So I do feel bad for Nebraska next week, but it's going to be I don't know. I think I will watch a lot more Colorado games this year than I probably ever have in my entire life.
Don't feel bad for Nebraska.
2,400 days.
No, Nebraska fans should feel bad enough for themselves. They have to sit every Saturday and watch the games. I mean, that's punishment enough.
At least you have the alternative of catching a volleyball game, because I did see where their women's volleyball team had the biggest turnout of any women's game ever. I think it was like over 90,000. They filled that stadium, which was
about
awesome.
92,000. Yeah, Nebraska volleyball, everybody makes the joke, you're a volleyball school. Well, that's not a put down. I mean, we are the pinnacle for women's volleyball. And it's kind of amazing how it was built, but the way that the Terry Pettit, the first coach, before John Cook, the current coach, kind of made it a very successful thing, was he started scheduling games after football games.
Mm-hmm.
And he would say to the guys, hey, don't go home. Come check out this team. And now other schools all around the country have been doing it for 10 to 15 years, but we've been doing it for about 30. And that was a very successful thing to get folks interested in women's sports. And when you have a sport that's successful, it's easy to be a fan of it. And, yeah,
absolutely.
Especially women's volleyball. I'm a huge fan of women's volleyball.
Same. What was it, that Wisconsin team last year or the year before? Tremendous athletes. Tremendous.
Crazy good athletes. They appear to be in very good shape. So it's probably, shout out to their diet coach and their workout program. Just great.
Keep up the locker room banter.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And encourage, you guys to keep posting on social media.
I did see something that came across that said like top 5 partying schools in the country or something like that. And no shocker, Wisconsin apparently was number 1 on this list that I saw. So maybe those two things go together. I don't know.
Wisconsin's known to be, as a state itself, just the drinking state. So, yep. I mean, it's no surprise that Wisconsin also as a school is a very partying school. I'm very jealous as a Nebraska fan of the Wisconsin football atmosphere. They have a really great atmosphere when it comes to football teams. They stand up. My daughter's making lots of noise. Can you hear that in the background?
A little bit. That's fine. That's all right. We're all kids. Or we're all we're all kids. We're all dads. We get the joke.
But so their atmosphere of standing during games, and they've been drinking all day. So that's the thing. Like they're rip roaring ready to go. The night game in Madison is unlike anything else in whole of college football.
Yeah, it is wild, the dedication to college football fans at a big school. I mean, I barely went to college, let alone a big school, but it is pretty impressive how these guys and girls will party the night before, get up, tailgate, get hammered for a noon game, and still be somewhat functional through the game, knowing that they really can't drink. Because, I mean, it's tough. You get those beers in you, then you stop, you hit a wall where you're just like, ugh. And oh man,
especially with all the cheese on the stomach as well, that can't be settling very well. Like that is no, all those steps going up to your seat and everything with cheese and beer in my stomach. I am shitting myself before I get to section 213.
That's a fight within itself. Cheese and beer. I mean, cheese is like going to clog you. Beer's like, no, I'm coming through.
You got Rocky and Drago fighting before you even get to the football game. It's no bueno.
Yeah, that's a gallbladder. That's what almost took out my gallbladder, because when I was drinking way too much, and then it was just cheap. I was going through a run of cheese, and I'd just be home hammered, just pounding cheese, waking up with the worst pain ever. Yeah.
You ever rip one in the shower? Just have it mixed up through the like warm air, and you just get it's just a concentrated because it hasn't gone anywhere to expand.
You're like shadow boxing in the shower.
Yeah, I had one this morning that was just pure carnita. It was awful, and awesome as well. I was like, man, that just smells like a straight pig, man. That's just...
You feel like you're just bathing in it. You're like, am I just putting this back onto myself? What is this?
And then the smell gets stuck in your beard, and you're just like, ugh, and it doesn't go away. Like, how do you make it go away? Do you just have to breathe it all in? And then if you breathe it in, is it going to run through your system at some point again and come out as a burp or something? I mean, obviously, I'm not a doctor, but I don't think you can breathe it in and have it come out your butt. I think that's it. I don't think those parts go.
If I want my beard to smell better than my carnitas from the day before, I'm using Copper Johns. I'm using that to get my beard feeling just, I haven't plugged in a long time. That was my shameful plug that I had to do. So I figured it was time.
Good.
So, but yeah, and
we're all Copper Johns fans.
Yeah, Tyson's been a big fan of mine lately, so I'm going to hype him up as much as possible. If he keeps on giving me good compliments and saying how much he loves me, I'm going to continue.
Until he takes it back
for compliments. Exactly. He did take it back within 30 seconds, but he did say it originally, and it was on film. So
it was a lot longer than 30 seconds. I knew it happened, and I had to search through all of that footage to find where he was like, you know what, Yuban, I take it back. I don't like you anymore, or something like that. It was quite a bit in between. But and if you guys don't know what we're talking about the SWFFL, the Steve Winwood Fantasy Football League that the three of us are in, and 7 other podcasters. And I guess your team got some bad luck, Brandon. You had Mike Evans, who's having some problems with the Tampa Bay Bucks. So
a little bit, but my goal, my I don't know what you call it, the formula I use in getting a team, you kind of saw it a little bit yesterday if you paid attention to some of the transactions, is I load up on wide receivers and running backs, and I usually stream tight ends and sometimes even quarterbacks. I usually don't draft a quarterback till round 8 because I mean, unless it's a Mahomes and I'm getting him and I'm like, ooh, this is going to get me, I don't usually go for the quarterback. And I had some success 10 years ago streaming a little named quarterback named Tim Tebow, and he would definitely help me in the league get to the championship game. So yeah, Mike Evans is out, but of course picked up a couple other 2 wide receivers who could have a successful year. Mike Evans is the quintessential consistent wide receiver, 1,000 yards, 1,000 yards, 1,000 yards, and that could be broken this year. That's kind of scary.
It is scary. Well, if you need a running back at any point, I have 7, so hit your boy up.
Yeah. I have never done an actual trade because I feel like people are so against trading. They don't want to give away something that they're going to lose on that could cost them later on. But I'll look at your stuff.
How many trades did I send over the other day? I sent it to you, and you're like, Jesus! I sent out 4 already.
I was like, I thought it was like 5 or 6, but I was like, my God! And you're like, I'm just rocking the boat, just trying to feel what's out there. I'm like, damn, we haven't had the league activated for 24 hours, and this dude's already talking about trade.
Mix it up. I don't know. So many people think that, I drafted this guy. He's part of me. He's my team. And it's like, dude, it's fantasy football. Like, you don't own these guys. They're not your actual friends or your boys. Like, you drafted them. Who cares? Move them around.
That was like the worst kid at the playground with Pokemon cards. He would always show you his binder, be like, look all I got. You want to trade? You want to trade? And then he would just show you everything and be like, I don't really want to get rid of that one. It's like, what the fuck did you bring me over here? You just wasted 10 minutes of jungle gym time. Fuck off.
I think producer Zach, I think he still does that at Playground. So if anybody's in the area near me, just hit up Zach and you guys can trade on the monkey bars.
I hear he's not allowed near certain playgrounds.
That's stuff to say, producer Zach and playgrounds. That's like peanut butter and jelly from what I hear.
Unfortunately, bad things happen at playgrounds around. They just spend a ton of money, put out a brand new playground in his city. It's not my city, his city. And within like 24 hours, vandalized, spray painted, carved, all sorts of stuff. So they had to, some company came in, I guess, donated their time and pressure washed it and cleaned all the graffiti and stuff off. And now they got to put up cameras. And it's like how much of an idiot do you have to be to go just wreck a brand new playground?
That sucks.
But, hey, small town problems. There's nothing else to do but get in trouble. A couple of miles away, there was a playground years ago. Somebody went through and had like the wooden chips on the bottom of the playgrounds. Some psychopath decided it would be a good idea to go through and just put a whole bunch of razors.
Yeah,
they just dumped bags of razors in the wood chips.
They did the same thing at ours, but in the little infant seat that goes, a little swing or whatever, they glued the razor blades inside the seat so that way whenever you put your it was we got some pretty really stupid people that live here as well.
Yeah, follow the thing. Let's go after the kids, but
right. And I don't know. Speaking of kids, stop sign. Oh, sorry.
Oh no, go ahead. Stop sign is a big thing.
Our small town where I grew up has no stop signs because the 3 that we originally have, they constantly get stolen. So no stop sign.
Jesus. Yeah, there was a thing. There was a road. It was like High Street or something that was like weed reference, and they could not keep a road sign on either of those. And it wasn't in my town, but it was a town there. And I just remember somebody was like, "Yeah, that's a thing. And they're gonna start putting cameras up because people are just stealing it."
It's
for the longest time.
Go ahead. Sorry.
I was just going to say, for the longest time, we didn't even know that stealing road signs was like illegal when we were younger growing up until somebody had like a room full of stolen signs. And they're like, yeah, if I ever get caught, I'm in big trouble. I'm like, for what? Like, it's a big offense. I'm like, just fucking give them back. He's like, I can't give them back at this point.
Well, I've stolen some street signs in my days when I have this gigantic construction one that's probably 8 feet tall. And I keep wanting to put it in here, but I was like, it doesn't fit. It's such a big, awkward sign. But yeah, it's I was always told too that they'd have like a GPS device, or don't steal them because if you bring them back, they'll know where it's at. I'm like, first of all, this is the state of Missouri. They do not have the funding to put GPSs in anything. Like, we're good. No. We're good.
Yeah.
Johnson County Sheriff, if you're listening, his address is 123 Main Street. Just stop on by.
Yep.
There's no stop signs. Good luck catching me.
Hey, if anything, they're really mad is because you're just, taking away all of the money that they lose out for people running the stop signs. And now there's no surcharges and all that bullshit. So, but this has nothing to do with stop signs. But yesterday, and I wanted to see your opinion because we're talking about small towns and we all live different areas. Yesterday, Logan, who I haven't seen him forever, hasn't been on the show because of softball and life and stuff. He's like, hey, what are you doing today? In his community, it's like the big thing. This weekend is their like homecoming or whatever you might call it. And it's like Labor Day festivity, so they do a bunch of stuff. Yesterday, they had the traditional cornhole tournament where a whole bunch of people that play a lot of cornhole showed up. So a lot of people like myself don't get into it because it's not really fun playing a bunch of people that are really good and whatever. But they decided this year to have something that I've never seen in person. It was a Tug of War contest. I don't know if you guys have ever seen one. Logan says, I'm actually emceeing it, and I want you to, what do you say? I want you to be my lightning. I was like, hell yeah, man, let's go. So I show up just thinking I just got to grab a mic, have a couple beers, let's have a good time. And it was a great time, but I didn't know any of the rules. I didn't know anything. And then I showed up and they're like, hey, I need you to create the brackets. I need you to do this. And I was like, hell yeah, let's go. So me and Logan and another person are pretty much running this Tug of War. They give us it. And it was so hard. Like we're thinking adults, this is an adult thing, obviously, but there are kids everywhere. Kids that I coach, kids that he coached. And I just kind of looked at him at one point. I was like, I can't say anything. And he's like, what do you mean? I was like, the team names are like, tell us where to tug. The Teletuggies, they were dressed up like Teletubbies, but Teletuggies. And it was all these perverted names, and we're announcing them, and everything is running through my brain like, say this, this is funny, this is funny. And I just was like, he's like, come on, man, you got to feed off me. I was like, I can't say anything that is not kid. I mean, it's tug, and there's wars, and it's co-ed and female and men, and some guys trying way too hard, and there's women just flopping on their face and just sand in the crack, and there's just so many opportunities for things to say because they brought in this dirt. I don't know how they do it where you guys are, and they actually had the Tug of War on this dirt, and it was, I don't know, it ended up being, there was probably like 200, maybe 300 people there and watching this. Like it was a pretty good little fundraiser.
I'll just say flopping on the face and sand in the crack don't promise me a good time. But also, I can just hear it now. The 2023 champion of the Tug of War, Mama tugs under the apple tree. What?
Actually, I think the female team they named themselves the Drag Queens, and they wore crowns. Then there was an actual team in the men's division that apparently they used to travel and go to Tug of War tournaments and stuff. So they were sitting there, and all of a sudden they were standing. They pulled for a minute. Then they all sat down, and then they worked together as a team. And they were just they probably could have pulled 3 elephants the way that it was. And everybody's making fun of them when we just kept saying it was like the North Country bobsled team. But they worked they knew what the fuck they were doing, and nobody could beat them. It was wild. So that was my first experience watching men, women, and men on the same team do a lot of tugging. And all of them were just gassed. Like none of them could walk, raise their arms. So if I see any of them, I'm going to try to like super high fives today at this lovely parade that I love and see how they're feeling because it was brutal. And even got to the point where some of these guys were like, all right, I can't have another beer till this is over. Holy shit. Like, and I kept trying to see how, like, if anybody actually shit their pants from just like pulling and drinking. There has to be. You pull too hard, sometimes it just comes out.
Oh yeah, someone's getting a hernia for sure as well.
Yeah.
And see that I couldn't do that because even weed eating for a little bit, like my hands start shaking. I feel like Michael J. Fox after doing that. So if I hold a beer and I'm just sitting there doing this, like, oh look at that pussy, you only did it once, and it was against the third graders. I'm like, shut up. It was it was a difficult task. Okay.
It was.
Weed eating? I'm too weak. You've been weed eating? I don't think you're supposed to eat it like that.
Oh yeah, I forgot. These were the non-gummies. That's every time I do say weed eating, I do get the giggles and I'm even wearing my record high t-shirt. There we go. I gotta do something else besides smoke and eat marijuana. This is ridiculous.
It's got to be great to be living in a state like, forward thinking state like Colorado, Minnesota, or Missouri.
New York.
I was floored whenever that was becoming on the ballot. They're like, oh, it might become recreational. I was like, in Missouri, yeah, I'm sure. And then they voted and it passed, and I was like, what? But then they kept delaying it when it was actually going to be able to launch and everything. I was like, this is what it is. It passed, but they'll never do it. I was skeptical from the fucking start, but it's been pretty good, except for the prices on everything. I'll meet Jimmy behind the car wash again to get my shit because this is outrageous. What I would normally spend $200 on that would last me like a month, $200 lasts about a week at a dispo. So
these are white people prices.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's insane. It is. And you know what? The quality from Jimmy behind the car wash, just as good. I am content with that for sure. And even everyone's like, these ones are stronger. These ones give you this, this, and this. I'm like, Jimmy will give me a high five and may even pay for my car wash while I'm there. Does your dispo do that? No, not at all. Jimmy's the way to go.
Hell yeah, Jimmy. In New York, they have completely butchered the rollout for the dispensaries. I'm not exactly sure what, but apparently there's only so many dispensary licenses, and they've pretty much did some new ruling, and I probably should have looked it up before I opened my mouth, but now nobody's like getting dispensary licenses because of this new thing. They're really pushing it for some reason that people that have been arrested or done jail time for marijuana charges, they want them to be the ones that are opening the businesses and get the licenses before people that have not or something. And this is what I've heard. So there's like nobody, but apparently there's a dispensary owned by two females that pushed through, and I think they're going to get their license. But throughout the entire state, it's because there was only like set amount of how many, and there's only a couple of people that actually got them, and the rest is in limbo now, I guess.
I'm guessing the number of dispensaries in your neck of the woods are going to be pretty small.
Yeah, I think
probably for both.
I only have 3 in mind, which I guess 3 is still more than I thought we would actually get from the town that I live in, because or the town that I work in. It has 80,000 people, and I think we're getting maybe a 4th eventually, because they do all 3 stay pretty busy. But I know what you were saying with the licensing stuff. They did the same thing here. They only allowed so many to be in our town, but I think they had over 30 applications, but could only do 3 at the time, I think is what it was.
Wow. Yeah, they recently just raided a whole bunch of smoke shops and busted a bunch of them for selling stuff, probably marijuana and some other stuff, I would assume, obviously without licenses and stuff like that. So they went through, a bunch of them got raided, and then the next day they were right back open.
The same thing happened. So was it they were using bootleg cartridges and stuff like that to sell into their stores? Because that's what happened with Missouri as well.
Yeah, I think so.
They had a big recall on a whole bunch of stuff that was apparently unsafe. And I was like, let me dispose of that for you. I'll be humanitarian. Let me go ahead and just save it for the children.
Yep, they probably raided, and a lot of this is obviously a joke and an assumption, but a lot of the police were probably pretty happy for the next couple of days with some of those confiscated items. But yeah,
I need a good cop friend that can sell it to me for like $5 a gram.
Imagine the business. Like, I mean, that's good for business. Just let it, cops selling weed, they pull you over and they're like, well, hey, you were speeding a little bit, but hey, I have this discounted marijuana.
Cop Kush?
Listen, Cop Kush.
That is fucking yes. That's okay. All right. Let's join the academy, fellas. Let's start this business.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know the 3 of us are the best to join the academy. I know I can't make it through it. Not a chance.
Yeah, my record probably wouldn't allow it for me either. So
yeah, I mean, the physicality of it. Don't you have to like bench in New York to be a trooper or something? I think you have to like bench press your own weight and all these running and all this stupid shit. Like,
I weigh 365 pounds. There's no way.
See, but I've seen some of the law enforcement in my area too, and there's some of them that I can still outrun, and that's saying something. So I think that, I'd be able to do something. Maybe not the bench press, maybe a panini press. I'm pretty good at those.
Hell yeah.
I'm fucking hungry. That sounds
Me
good.
too. That does sound great. And you know what else would sound great? And I don't know if you guys saw this or not, but this just kind of triggered my brain. Is apparently it's a new trend for a Costco themed birthday party. Have you seen that? So there was a woman that I think the one that kind of went viral is Jasmine Bell Pack or Pac, P-A-K. How would you say that?
P-A-K? Pac?
Pac. 28th birthday, had free samples in an impressive spread of food court icons. And apparently this woman just decided to have a Costco themed, got a whole bunch of stuff. It went viral on Instagram and TikTok and everything. And it was, again, just a Costco themed birthday party. I think there's a picture of her wearing a Costco type outfit and all sorts of stuff. And Brandon, I'm going to show you guys the picture, and I know you got something to say about this.
Yes. If you guys throw a birthday party and you have pizza hot dogs and corn dogs, I'm going to be there.
Right?
100%.
I mean, look at the spread. What do you got there? You got the twisted churri. What are these?
Churros.
Churros.
A churro?
Sorry, I've never had a churro. Then you got a cheese pizza,
They're delicious.
pepperoni pizza.
Sometimes you stuff them with like Bavarian cream.
Mm-hmm. I'm not
Before
Bavarian,
you
but I'll
sell
make exceptions.
So let's see here. Things from my Costco themed birthday party that just make sense. This is on her Instagram, Jasmine Pak. That's how we're saying
That'd
it.
be Pak. That'd be Pak.
Pak. Jasmine Pak. Let's play it from the Instagram because I saved this so we could watch it. And there's a song playing. That's why I'm not there. Oh, yeah, look at that. Oh, salad. I don't know about that. Rotisserie
It's not
chicken.
playing on my end.
It's not playing?
No, not on my end. No, it's just...
Same.
Oh, I was having a good time watching this.
I was wondering because you're like, oh, I'm just getting through this with the music. I was like, oh, that's why it's not playing yet. He's just waiting for it to load or, what
Likewise.
have you. And then you mentioned the salad, and I was like, there's no salad. I didn't see that.
There we
All
go.
right. Let's see if we can. Let's run it back. Let's refresh it. And I love how Costco is in here. This is amazing. Sending you a DM. Of course you are. Okay, now you guys can see it.
Yeah, I don't feel about the salad. Yeah,
Right?
those
It
are
just
hot
seems-
dogs. Rotisserie. And you know what's crazy with that rotisserie chicken? They sell it for a $4.99, $5.99. They lose so much on that every year, but they do it because it brings people in.
Yep, and they're gonna buy other stuff.
I want that backyard, dude. What the hell?
You know what I don't like? My God, I've always been the chip on my shoulder kind of guy. I cannot stand. Oh, and fuck you with the cups on cake.
Yeah, what was that? What was that? Is that a thing?
I cannot stand people who make lots of money. No, listen, God bless you. You worked hard. You make lots of money. Don't slum it when you make lots of money and make it seem like we're having a Costco themed birthday party. We're normal people too. Fuck you. Okay.
I know that was like the Kirk Cousins' wife on that quarterback Netflix show. She's like, we shop at Target. And I was like, easy lady. No, you don't. I see your Patagonia on.
Probably
Calm yourself.
franchise your own Target out, like.
Right.
Yeah, last I checked, they don't sell that at Target.
Well, and then I got to thinking too, isn't Target based out of Minnesota? That's why
Maybe.
she name dropped it. And I was like,
Yeah,
I'm
she
on
got
to you. Mm-hmm.
So that video right there had 242,000 likes. And there was several things that I think triggered all of us in there. Obviously, mine was the salad. And Brandon, the cake thing was a thing for you. Is that a real thing? Because I'm not. Maybe
It's been
I'm sheltered. I've never seen
a TikTok thing for about 3 years where folks take like wine glasses or champagne glasses even. They'll do it to lasagna and they'll do it to they'll do it to there's restaurants now that are doing this little stupid thing. They have like the pasta loaded in the head of the glass and Parmesan on the butt of it. And they pick up the glass and slowly let it drop to the plate. And then they pour the Parmesan on it's like, the fuck is this? Give me a fucking big ass plate of pasta. Pour the Parmesan. I'll tell you when. But
Yeah,
with the cake thing, it's all like, smash the side of the cake and eat it. It's so great. This is the best way. You're not licking the outside of the bowl. And you're going to need a spoon to eat. Like, it's a plate, bowl. Like, do we not already create perfect instruments for these things?
Right.
Cake's been around a long time. What's the old saying? Don't reinvent the wheel.
Exactly. Well, just like you mentioned the lasagna one, I saw that one too because I only saw it with the cakes, with the wine glasses and everything. And then they migrated it to the lasagna or the pasta dishes where, like you said, they keep the cheese on the bottom of the glass. I'm like, what the fuck is this? What are you doing? And then just tilt it upside down. And I'm like, I'm glad. I don't know if you guys can hear these roosters, but there's one pissed off rooster outside of this room right there. he is just yelling at me. Oh, okay. He's done now.
I thought I heard it. I thought it was just our stomach because we're talking about all this great food. And while we're doing here, apparently there is a CostcoMenu.com and you can buy party platters and they have the pricings and everything. So if you want to have a Costco party, just go to CostcoMenu.com/beardlaws. It's not going to work, but they got a bunch of shit on here. You can get a croissant sandwich platter, chicken and Swiss roller, shrimp platter, meat and cheese platter for like $25-$30. Seems pretty good.
See, I don't have a Costco
also
in my
get-
area.
Me neither. No, not anywhere near me.
Sam's Club.
You get a buffalo wing platter. Comes with blue cheese drip. Is what it says. Serves 15 people for $42.
That's not bad.
And then, of course, you can get 4 pounds of veggies, $10.79. Crazy how fucking the difference in that.
For work, every once in a while, they have to go to Sam's Club to get some of their marketplace items or whatever. And they're like, hey, you want to go? And I'm like, fuck yeah, dude. You're buying me a Slurpee, a slice of pizza, and a bag of, or what was it? Comes with some other side for like $2.79. I'm like, surely you heard that one. He is right outside the window. Yeah, it sounds like he's on the ledge just yelling at me. I got this curtain, so I'm afraid to like pull it to the side because I'm just going to see him there just brooding up. He's pissed.
Oh, shit. And we're talking about fast food and stuff like that. I also heard too, I don't know if it's true or not, maybe you guys did, but obviously Taco Bell, everybody you either love it or even now kids are, oh, I don't eat Taco Bell, it's gonna give me diarrhea. And I'm like, well, I eat Taco Bell every Tuesday, motherfucker, and I don't get diarrhea. And if I don't get it, I'm pretty sure your little guts are fine. But I heard that they came out with a gelato. Yeah, I heard Taco Bell came out with a gelato, and naturally though, where I don't want to try it, it's fucking Mountain Dew flavored.
Of course it is.
You know, I guess I get it. It's probably, I would assume it'd be their the Baja Blast or whatever would be their gelato. But yeah, and it's a limited time. I don't know exactly where it is or if it's even there, but I that's what I've heard. So if it's not true, I'm sorry.
My initial reaction to they started making gelato was Taco Bell, stay in your lane. And then you said Mountain Dew, and I was like, all right, they brought it back down to the rednecks. Okay.
Yep. I have to imagine. Let me see. I'm just Google. Yeah. According to Mountain Dew, Baja Blast tastes like making out with a hot mermaid. This is how this article from today.com started. So it stands to reason that a new Baja Blast creation being tested by Taco Bell tastes like smooching a very fetching Yeti. That's how they did there. So on August 30th, Taco Bell is testing a Mountain Dew Baja Blast Gelato, the chain's first ever gelato. Starting the 31st, the new and very blue treat will be only available in California for 2 weeks or while supplies last. Fuck, another reason why I hate California.
I know. They had the Rick and Morty's Wendy's, the pop-up Wendy's too, a couple years ago. I was like, lucky bastard.
Oh, shit. 3.6 ounce container was being sold for $2.99 plus tax. Seems fair. All right. Well, I guess we're not going to get one, so fuck me and that bad story. My fault, everybody. If you were excited about a Taco Bell gelato, unless you live in California in that place, you're not getting it.
I liked option one of what you said. Fuck me. I was like, okay.
Okay, well.
That reminded me of the comment that you responded back to with the that second thing you said. That was quite the compliment. When he said, what a dick.
Yeah. Friggin' trolls. I don't know if you saw that one or not, Brandon. Somebody put out there, they're like something and they put a sentence and then they said what a dick and something else, more or less just saying how much it was one of our clip videos, wasn't it? And how somebody was a dickhead or something like that.
Travis Kelce.
Travis Kelce. And then they were complaining about no context and this and that, but they said at the second one, what a dick. So I was like, hey, thank you for a compliment in the second sentence.
I don't know why that made me giggle profusely. I don't know. I just every time I kept going over to it because I can only imagine him just like, what a dick. And then him reading that comment. No, I didn't compliment your dick. God, I'm so fucking mad at you right now.
Yeah. I was just waiting for a reply and be like, oh, sorry, too much context. I was just ready for it. And then my give a fuck factor for that is it was gone. But last week we talked about go ahead. Sorry.
Speaking of dicks, I was just going to mention what happened to me early on this Monday of the worst fucking day of my life. And
that's what I wanted to segue to. So I'm glad we're on the same.
We're on the same wavelength here. But yeah, so and for those of you who may have seen the TikTok too, but I had a very unfortunate thing happen to me on Monday. I was at work, and for those of you that know, I work at a hotel, and the maintenance guy came up to me and he's just like, "Hey man." He's holding this fan motor and he's like, I cannot see the serial numbers of this. And I'm trying to purchase a new fan motor. And I'm like, well, let me just take a picture of it. My phone is awesome. Has a really good camera. He's like, oh shit, wait, what do you got? And I was like, I got this 23 Ultra, has 100 times zoom. Dude, I just took pictures from the moon in my driveway a couple days ago. Check this shit out. So I take a picture of the fan motor, show the serial numbers. He's like, damn, that's really clear. I'm like, look at this moon, dude. I took 3 pictures of the moon. I swiped 4 times or whatever, I guess 3 times, but I swiped one too many, and there it is. It is the most unflattering picture of my wiener I have ever taken in my entire life. So I don't know if you guys are familiar with SpongeBob, but there was an episode back when we were kids called the Alaskan Bullworm. And that's essentially, if you want to pull up a picture of it, you can. But I would take a very unflattering picture, flaccid, mainly from the bottom of the balls up, where I'm making a face going, and so I don't have Snapchat, as I don't use it. So yeah, so that is to kind of give you a reference. I would take a very squished, flaccid, angry looking picture of it. And that was the picture he saw. So whenever he saw it, he goes, "Oh," and I was like, "Yeah, that was my dick. Yeah, that was my wiener." Yeah, and he just goes, "What the fuck?" And I'm just like, "Yeah." And we still had to continue to work with this fan motor situation. So there we are, still on my phone, researching this fan motor, and I'm like, "I'm in sales, dude. Why the fuck did you even come to me to begin with? God damn it!" So,
maybe you should use my phone instead of you.
Yeah, and he's like an old maintenance guy too. He has like a flip phone, so like that's the reason why he's like, "Let me use your fancy phone," and I'm like, "Dude, you're rocking like a Kia Sarah flip phone from the 90s. What the fuck is this?" So the entire time now, like, we have a very big gay pop, or we have 3 or 4 people that are gay that work at the front desk at our hotel that apparently were very upset that they were in the room that got to witness these moon pictures and the forbidden pictures. So I received a lot of calls saying, "Hey, you coming by today? We need some help taking pictures." I'm like, "Fuck you. Fuck you. I'm not doing that." So now every time I see the maintenance guy too, I keep telling him, like, "Hey man, I could take better pictures. Let me send you a better one. There's far better ones that I've taken in my life." And he's like, "Just leave me alone. Just leave me alone." But now he keeps asking me, he's like, "How's it hanging?" I'm like, "You saw exactly how it wasn't hanging. It was just perched up on these 2 big beefy nuts. You saw how it was. Don't look at me." I was like, "Don't make this even weirder." I was like, "But seriously, let me send you a better picture. There's better angles. Let me do it." But yeah, so
it's like a Seinfeld episode.
I promise I have better. And that's what, yeah, exactly. So I'm just like, so that was Monday, and then Tuesday I had to go and have the teeth pulled or whatever, and every time I smile now I can see like a gap, and I'm like, can't wait to get my bridge so I don't look like I am from Missouri. So I'm like, son of a bitch. But it was that was a really, really rough week, and so the fact that I couldn't defend myself from missing work Tuesday and Wednesday, they all kind of came up with their stories and were coming up with their jokes when they saw me again on Thursday. And yeah, so that explains why I tried getting out of there as quickly as possible on Thursdays, because people I work with suck. And I guess the funny part of that too, sorry, was the when I got home, I hadn't got to show my wife that picture yet because she was constantly with the kids, and I'm like, I don't need them opening up this picture. I was, again, not using Snapchat. So I when I got home, I was like, "Hey, something happened at work today." And she's like, "What?" And I was like, "My worst fucking nightmare." And she's like, "If you got embarrassed, it had to have been something pretty bad." And I was like, "Yeah, I showed John, the maintenance guy, my dick." And she's like, "How did that happen?" And I'm like, first of all, it was a picture. It wasn't like I just pulled my pants down and showed him my dick, But would I have rather? Probably. I would have rather just done that. Yeah. And then I showed her the picture, and the tears ran down her face. She's like, "That's a terrible picture." I'm like, "Yeah, it's really bad." And she's like, "Were you doing the Alaskan bullworm?" I'm like, "Yeah." 100%. Yes.
Hey, bitch, you want to be the second picture? You want to be the second person to see the picture of my dick?
Right. And she's like, "Oh, he got to see it before I did." And I was like, "Yes." And the image that he painted, I'm pretty sure everybody at work can see kind of what this looked like. So I did make the TikTok, and he doesn't follow me on TikTok, but he had sent me a text later that night. And he's like, "Brother, I'm still laughing about that picture." I'm like, "Shut up." Fuck you. And I was like, I made a TikTok about it, and I was like, you just gotta kind of laugh at your embarrassing things that happen. And so he's like, send me that TikTok. Well, I didn't realize that he was gonna send that TikTok to everybody that I work with. So now everybody I work with knows my TikTok, and they're like, "Your name is Yuban Whakinov." I'm like, "Don't act surprised. Don't act surprised. Like, come on now." And they're like, your TikToks are kind of funny. And I'm like, now everybody at work is watching this shit. So if you don't see me post for a couple months, wait for this shit to die down.
They're not going to forget that TikTok. So that account, it's there.
I'm gonna have to one up it with a picture of my butthole.
Yeah, you should sneak one in, picture of the butthole sometime to some of the coworkers. I would probably keep it another male one. I don't think you want to accidentally share that to a female coworker. That's probably, I know you're not HR friendly, but that's going to probably have some repercussions, I would imagine.
Yeah, and they'll have a lot of questions about the hemorrhoids too. So probably
Yeah.
just
Mhm.
want to go ahead and just.
I
not
mean,
go with
you just
that.
tell them. So you follow that with questions. Just be prepared. Have a couple of pictures of your rough, terrible poops, and you say, "This is why this looks like this."
Sure. Yeah, and I'm like, hey, it's very tight because everything comes out of this is straight water.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I thought Brandon had something to say for us. I mentioned tight butthole, and I saw his mouth move. Goes, water.
I'm just thinking about what could be worse: sending a picture of your butthole or sending a picture of your flaccid dick in a very unflattering way.
I mean,
I'm not sure what. I mean, maybe if you were looking back at the camera, like,
I think I would rather squat over my front face camera while the phone was on the ground than probably send that picture that I sent or that I showed again. I think I would probably send my butthole pic, 100%. Because I just assume everyone's butthole looks pretty unremarkable, and especially hairy individuals like ourselves, it just looks like a rainforest, just uninviting as hell.
I think I'd have to agree with you, and I think it's got to be harder to take a butthole picture. You know what I mean? So maybe you get a little bit of some point, like, hey, I know it's a butthole, and it kind of looks like that rainforest you were just talking about, but that's a pretty good picture. Like, props to you. Did you do it yourself? Did the wife take it? Did the maintenance guy take it? Did somebody at the front desk take it? Like, how did this go down?
Not that I have ever tried this, but with certain phones, they have an S Pen to where you can lay the phone down and you can just take the picture with the S Pen. Again, not that I've ever tried, but if you wanted to, that is available option for you.
What kind of phone you got there, buddy?
Now sponsored. Beard Law is now sponsored by Samsung. So it's the S23 Ultra. It is the hybrid of the. I guess they no longer make the Notes. I was a big Samsung Note fan, but yeah. So you guys just spice up those noodles any way you see fit.
Heyo, interesting, huh? Brandon and myself were having a conversation, and apparently his phone said, "Do you want to mute this conversation?"
He basically hit me up and he said, "Hey, you want to record today?" And I was like, "Yeah." I just woke up. Give me like 30 minutes, and then I got up and I was like, "I'm gonna jump in the shower. Give me 30 minutes." He's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna shower and poop." And I'm like, "Oh, me too. We can be poop brothers." And then he sent me something back, a poop emoji, and I my phone popped up with, "Do you want to mute this conversation?" Never had to do that before. I was like, "Oh, that's awesome."
Now, are you rocking with the Apple or are you Android?
I've done both, and I'm not one of the guys that are brand fools, but I'm right now I'm an iPhone, I think 11,
Okay.
so it's an older one.
I just didn't
they
know
were
if that
like,
was
no talking poop.
That's what I was wondering. I didn't know if I was like, hey, how do I get that? Because I've never had a warning on my phone, and there's several times where I think I should have. The only thing that I ever get is the an unknown caller. It says spam risk. I never answer a single one of those, and usually they're pretty important. I'm like, you failed me again, AT&T, you piece of shit.
Yeah. I mean, pretty soon your phone is going to be like, do you want to show this picture of your dick to somebody? And then you press yes or no.
Yeah. Share this to all social media.
You should have to be able to give a little like blood if you do that.
Oh.
They're like, hey, are you sure you want to send this? And it's like, yes. Are you sure? Sure. Please put your finger in and prick a little bit of blood. I'm like, I'm committed. I'm committed.
I got a similar embarrassing story for you, my friend. I've got I'm not going to name this person because they're also a social media creator that I became friends with, and I'm friends with a lot of gals, dudes, whomever that were social media people. Some of them can be real dicks. Some of them can be really nice people.
The pictures or the people?
I was wondering the same.
This lady, amazing lady, had just recently had a baby, and she posted a bunch of pictures on Snapchat. And on Snapchat, it's very easy to send something without a confirmation. So she sent a picture, or she had a picture on her story of her baby feeding. And there's just this hunkin' love muscle there, and this baby on latched. And I accidentally put my thumb on the emoji thing, and it sent an emoji of this face saying, amazing. She has not responded back to me or said anything to me in months because of that. And I didn't want to be like, oh, I didn't mean to do that. Sorry. I was just looking at the pictures of the. So I just let it lie. I didn't care. Whatever. It was an accident.
Well, if you're watching this, it was an accident, and now you know. I mean, it wasn't an intentional thing by any means.
Can you
No,
just follow up with
complete
her
accident.
and just have a glass of milk and just be like, hey, thinking of you. And just
Just off camera. I just wanted to take a moment to apologize for everything I've mustache.
and just
with
have
that.
have a big old piece of bologna too, like that beautiful bologna areola, and that glass of milk just got me
with
thinking
a
about
bite
you.
taken out of
Yep.
the center of the bologna.
Yeah. Shit. I was watching I was listening to a podcast the other day. I want to say it was like Two Bears, One Cave or something like that. And these guys found some kind of loophole apparently on YouTube because there was this video of this guy who was doing a tutorial of how to wax, I think it was wax his butthole, and was showing the whole process, was showing the actual like before, after, showing his entire butthole, the beanbag, everything you could see, and it's still up on YouTube, and it got so many views, like 38 million views. But because it's educational, apparently it was allowed. And then it segued from that to other videos like that. And then, of course, I think it was that, because I think it was Bert Kreischer was like, I gotta see breastfeeding videos. Look up the breastfeeding videos. So there was all these breastfeeding videos, right? And he's like, nope, doesn't matter. Didn't see it. Gotta see the tit in this. And they just kept going, and then finally they saw it, and it was the same thing. You know what I mean? There were, without the emojis, but there was all these tutorials on how to breastfeed, actually seeing that, and they're all allowed on YouTube. So now they're going through a thing saying, okay, how do we make this? He goes, imagine if I'm able to use this for our next tour. I'm on tour and you're waxing my butthole and I get to show the butt. He goes, this is marketing genius. So they're actually, from what I understand, looking at a way that they can start putting out educational videos for marketing where they're showing their buttholes and balls and stuff.
So, I wouldn't consider myself a creep, but I am a very educational guy, and found out recently you can watch naked yoga on YouTube.
Huh.
Look it up.
But isn't that like the opposite? Aren't you supposed to do yoga to be calm and relaxed? I feel like he's looking it up right now.
I was.
I can see it in your glossy eyes from your allergies.
Yes.
It's the opposite effect. I think most people do yoga to calm and center themselves, or whatever the hell the terminology is. And I feel like a lot of people are going to have some blood flow in the centering of themselves watching people naked doing yoga. Maybe not. I don't know.
I don't want to have to look up from a stretch and look deep inside someone's soul hole. You know what I mean? I don't.
Yeah, if they're doing the downward dog and you're just seeing the rainforest and whatever else. I mean,
well, yeah, now they do like the hot yogas. That's becoming a thing in our area now, where we've had like 2 or 3 new hot workout places, and I'm like, no, you want me to come work out? 1, that already sounds terrible. 2, you're gonna make it like 90 degrees in there. If you want me to never step foot in that building, that's exactly how you do that. No, thank you.
interesting. Maybe they're just really painting the forest the picture of the forest.
Just smoked salmon is what that's gonna smell like, and just no.
I think more or less like smoked tuna from a can.
Warm turtle tank. Yeah.
Warm turtle tank.
Oh, that's funny.
And that's just one there. There's a bunch of other ones.
Ooh, I understand and I wish to proceed.
Okay. Boom. So here we'll oh no, we can't show this. You can click it.
Oh,
Jesus. That is
you only have to get
Naked Yoda.
The second one is a naked card game, apparently.
I mean, this is on the New York Magazine, 435,000 subscribers, and that video has 31 million views, and they're allowed to just show because it's educational.
So on the card game, the lady with the tattoo on the upper right-hand side, her and I have probably the same top point of view, I would say. We look almost identical, forehead and all.
How is this allowed on YouTube? 469,000 views 2 months ago. Well played.
Have you guys seen those?
Ooh, there's wrestling videos. Oh, man.
I just muted myself. Oh, there we go. I clicked on the wrong tab and somehow I was able to mute the tab. That was never done that before. There we go. Have you guys seen the pop darts that's on TikTok where people throw like little sticky darts and they stick on the
I
table?
love that game. All kidding aside, I know there's a dirty probably side that you're going to say, but it's a fun game.
See, I mean, I kind of want to, it looks fun. You know me, I like to play darts and stuff. That's a different type of one. So, but just imagine just sitting there with your butthole spread and they're just trying to throw in certain things to land. We'll play butt darts. Just,
Is that what you would call it? Butt darts?
yes. Brandon's like, I will give you all of my money.
I recently watched, I will take your whole stock. I recently watched a short video on Instagram, I think it was, where this woman was farting from other places on her body, if I can say that.
Mm-hmm.
And somebody shared her name, and I Googled it. And there were videos of her shooting different various sized oranges and things out of her body. And it stayed with me. I'm no longer the same.
That's so disgusting. Show me what the username is so I can block that from ever appearing on my computer ever again.
Yes, I would want to just make sure, for educational purposes, that if I'm ever in a country where they potentially have these shows, I'm educated on what I'm about to see. And, in case something happens to the said person, then you could be there to potentially treat them for their injuries and ailments.
I want to know what it means about me as a person to know that videos of women farting out of various parts of their body pop on my FYP. I don't understand. What did I do?
What did you do right in life?
I always love those comments. People saying that I'm, this is a result of my own actions. I only have myself to blame for my For You page, because I always question that too. Someone was like, what did I like that put me here? You know what I mean? That told my algorithm, like, hey, he might like this type of thing. And then whenever I look at the comments, that's what tells the algorithm too. They're like, hey, he's still on this video. He's actually looking at the comments. He really likes this. And I'm like, no, I do not.
That much.
Well, and every time I try to go, and I'm trying to close these tabs for the videos that I open up to, and there's just massive titties in my face and half clam. If I could take a screenshot,
pretty heavy hangers.
Yeah, I mean, but did you mean you were trying to close them? The bookmark button is a different button than the X to close it out. Just letting you know that, just in case you didn't know. Bookmark doesn't close it.
Oh, what does it mean by default homepage? What does that mean?
It's no wonder why you're on Firefox. Chrome is like, dude, seriously, we can't be letting you watch this shit anymore. Please change your browser.
Set as background. What is this?
Well, it says something about a plugin. I didn't realize they had those in too. From what I can see, I don't see that.
I mean, what is this? Share to maintenance man? You have a shortcut now for that? So
now I'm like,
that's how you get them to stop. That's how you get them to stop talking about yourself. You got to send them videos of this yoga and this naked card game.
I feel like that could backfire though, because then he'd be like, man, ever since he showed me a picture of his dick, now he just sends me a whole bunch of naked shit nonstop. He's too comfortable around me. And it was funny though, because my boss is, he's pretty down to earth, and I'm lucky that I don't have a very strong HR department with the company that I work with. But whenever I came back on that Thursday too, he was like, hey, saw your TikTok, and I was like, wonderful, that's great, they showed you too, this is fantastic. And he's just like, so how many pictures do you see that you keep on your phone like that? And I was like, this is not the conversation I wanted to have with you on my first day back to work. And I was like, God damn it. But
should have just showed him, got it over with.
I did keep the picture though, because I'm assuming that you deleted it. And I was like, no. So that way, if there's ever questions in regard to said picture, I still have that picture. And I was going to send it. I'm unfamiliar with technology now about what you can and cannot do, because I was going to post the picture with like a smiley face over it and stuff. And I'm like, the way that people can remove shit nowadays, I'm like, I know theoretically it's impossible, but just in case, I don't need the entire world seeing this flaccid wiener. I'm good.
Yeah, but if the entire world saw it, that'd be a pretty good payday.
I guess that's true too. That is true. Yeah, the Tic Tac hanging out like over a hacky sack, it's just not a flattering look.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I think there's no better way to say our goodbyes. And at this point, I want to. Apparently, we're a show where we discuss, trending topics in celebrity news, and apparently, we're going to continue to, because I'm going to throw this out there. We're going to continue to tell you anytime a celebrity dies, because apparently Jimmy Buffett's gone. So I was curious, did you guys have him in your death pool?
Too young. He was only 76, I think.
Yeah, something. But he's gone.
Am I weird for thinking 76 is like a decent time? You know what I mean? Like, oh, he died young, 76. I'm like, I feel like that's pretty good.
It's average for the life expectancy, but it's for a celebrity guessing when they're going to pass game. No, it's too
Right? Yeah.
I mean, you get more points, right? Isn't that how it works?
Should, yeah.
So you'd get what? You subtract the age from 100, and that's how many points you get.
Mm-hmm.
I just assumed he had so much money that he couldn't die that young. And I don't know what happened to him, and I don't want to get it. I'm sure. I mean, look at Magic Johnson. He was able to beat whatever he had going on. I just thought Jimmy Buffett could potentially, but I don't know what he died from, so I should probably shut up. So either way, rest in peace, Jimmy Buffett, and obviously Bob Barker, and I don't know. Somebody else is probably going to pass away, and we'll talk about it next week. Appreciate you guys, and we'll be live Tuesday, Triple T TikTok Tuesday. It's going to be myself, Yuban, Richie, and potentially a guest. Toby is caught up doing some movie stuff, I guess, till at least October. So if you are watching this, and potentially maybe we're gonna have some guests, so maybe you'll be excited, maybe you won't. But either way, this was fun. I think can't thank you guys enough for taking some time out of your days. And if anybody's still listening or watching this, I don't know what's wrong with you, but thank you for having a little bit of a boring time. Maybe you're hungover, maybe the weather sucks, but we can't thank you enough. And that's all I got. You guys got anything else?
I think I'm good.
All right, we'll be back next week, and we'll hear about what Yuban did, in his week and some stupid shit, hopefully. No offense, but hey. So,
hey, yeah. No, none taken. And Brandon, good luck today, or not today, Tuesday, with the getting back on the air.
Thank you, buddy. I appreciate
Super
it.
excited. Super excited to be 100 and like something days. Excited to hear that. And again, tune in if you want to hear him Tuesday.
Hastingslink.com.
I remember too.
.com. I couldn't remember. I thought for some reason my brain said Hastings.link. So hastingslink.com.
Not like Yubanslink.com. That'll take you somewhere else.
Sneaky links.
Yep. And pretty soon go to YubanWhakinov.com, and we're gonna have some good stuff on there potentially. We've been saying it for a year or two.
Well, no, I got the 5 cents laid out, so just now putting some labels and getting some good molds to make it look. If it was me, that would already been done, just basic ass candles. But of course, this lady, she's ordering stuff off of Temu and some other sites that takes 6 weeks to get the shit in the mail. So
check out WK Candles and Gifts on the socials, TikTok. Get yourself some candles. $15, little man. Put that shit in my hand. And if that money doesn't show, then you owe me. And we'll see you next week. Hugs and kisses to all your pink parts. Goodbye.